In a world full of shallow connections, ghosted texts, and relationships that break as easily as they start, what does it really mean to form a deep relationship? The Stoics, men like Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and Seneca, were not cold, emotionless statues as modern memes might portray. In fact, they sought bonds rooted in virtue, meaning, and truth. And who better to guide us than Aristotle, not just the philosopher of logic, but of life itself. His ideas on friendship, love, connection, and character go far beyond motivational quotes. This is Aristotle, and in today's video, we'll explore how Stoics build deep relationships through the lens of Stoic philosophy, Aristotle's ethics, and polymathic insight from psychology, neuroscience, and timeless wisdom. Let's begin. Brick 1. Understand what a relationship is, not what culture tells you. Modern culture glorifies relationships built on looks, status, and temporary pleasure. But the Stoics, especially Epictetus, warned, only the educated are free. If you aren't philosophically educated about relationships, you'll fall into emotional slavery. Aristotle divided friendships into 3 types. Friendship of utility. I'm friends with you because you benefit me. Friendship of pleasure. We enjoy each other's company or interests. Friendship of virtue. We admire each other's character and grow together. The first 2 vanish quickly. But virtue-based friendships? They're rare, difficult, but deep. Brain polymath insight. Modern psychology confirms this. Research from the Harvard Study of Adult Development, the longest-running study on happiness, shows that meaningful relationships are the single greatest predictor of long-term well-being. Not money, fame, or success. 2. Build yourself first, the Stoic rule of inner mastery. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be tolerant with others, strict with yourself." You cannot offer emotional safety, honesty, or stability to someone else if your own inner world is chaotic. Aristotle called this the path to eudaimonia, a flourishing life. To build deep relationships, you must first become someone worthy of deep trust. This means practicing self-restraint, temperance, seeking wisdom over gossip or emotional drama, being courageous in expressing truth, even when uncomfortable, cultivating justice, treating others fairly without being naive. Lightbulb polymath insight. Modern neuroscience shows that emotionally regulated people, those who manage stress, respond with calm, and avoid impulsivity, attract longer-lasting, healthier relationships. In other words, Stoic practices literally reshape your brain to love better. Zipper mouth face 3. Master the art of listening more than speaking. Seneca said, "Nature gave us 1 tongue and 2 ears so we could hear twice as much as we speak." Deep relationships are not built on performance. They're built on presence. Aristotle, in his rhetoric, emphasized ethos, logos, and pathos. But the deepest persuasion comes not through clever words, but through authentic listening. Let the other person be seen. Let them feel understood. That's rare in today's dopamine-driven world. Graduation cap polymath insight. Modern research shows that active listening, eye contact, nodding, mirroring emotions boosts oxytocin, the bonding hormone. You literally create emotional chemistry by being attentive. 4. Seek shared virtue, not shared interests. Friendships rooted in shared movies or mutual hobbies fade, but connections rooted in shared virtues last a lifetime. Aristotle said, "The perfect friendship is the friendship of men who are good and alike in virtue." In other words, don't just look for someone who shares your playlist. Look for someone who shares your principles. Do they strive to grow? Do they speak honestly even when it's hard? Do they control their anger or act with dignity? Globe with Meridian's polymath insight. Psychologists call this value alignment, and it's the #1 long-term compatibility factor, more than looks, money, or IQ. Broken heart 5. Accept loss, distance, and impermanence like a Stoic. No matter how deep your bond is, life changes. People move. Loved ones die. Circumstances shift. Epictetus reminds us, you are not the master of what will be, only how you respond. Aristotle also recognized this. Even the highest friendships might fade, but if they were rooted in virtue, they leave behind meaning, not just memories. Seedling sow instead of clinging, give deeply. And when it's time, let go gracefully. Brain polymath insight. Studies on grief show that people who accept impermanence, rather than resist it, heal faster and preserve the essence of the bond more healthily. Hammer and wrench 6. Cultivate intimacy through shared adversity. True closeness is not built in comfort, but in struggle. Marcus Aurelius led armies. Epictetus was born a slave. Seneca faced exile. Yet they built bonds with those who endured with them, not those who flattered them. Aristotle too believed that adversity was a test of friendship. So don't avoid discomfort. Embrace shared hardships. Start something difficult together. Confess mistakes and forgive each other. Practice honesty, even if it hurts. Cross swords, polymath insight. Cognitive behavioral therapy confirms. Vulnerability shared through challenge increases trust and long-term connection. 7. Filter who you let in with compassion, not cynicism. Stoics weren't naive. They knew not everyone deserves your full emotional access. Seneca said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Aristotle warned against sharing your soul with those who pursue only pleasure or utility. But neither philosopher said to be bitter. So how do you filter people? Observe how they treat others when they have nothing to gain. Watch how they handle truth, failure, and power. Notice their intentions, not just their charm. Brain polymath insight. Boundaries are a neurological need. People who lack boundaries often fall into stress loops, codependence, or emotional burnout. You're not being cruel. You're being wise. Gemstone 8. Maintain the relationship with intentional practice. Deep relationships are not built once. They are rebuilt every day. Think of them as a garden. Left unattended, even the strongest bond withers. Aristotle emphasized habit, repeating virtuous actions until they become natural. This applies to friendships and love. Regular, meaningful conversations. Small acts of kindness. Reminders of mutual purpose. Honest reflections, not passive silence. Graduation cap, polymath insight. Relationships that schedule intentional time, even just 15 minutes of undistracted talk daily, show drastically higher satisfaction and resilience over time. Deep relationships are not found. They are built through character, courage, and commitment. The Stoics taught us to be strong, yes, but never cold. To love, but not possess. To bond, but not beg. And above all, to seek depth over drama. As Aristotle wrote, "Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Let yours ripen with patience, with wisdom, and with virtue." Studio microphone, this is Aristotle, where we decode the ancient mind for the modern world. If this video inspired you, give it a like, share it with someone who values depth, and subscribe for more Stoic and philosophical wisdom.